Welcome, everyone. Give us a minute to find our seats. Action shot. How's it, Kate? Next time you're gonna have. Okay, casual.
Okay.
What does it mean? Why didn't I get that? Why have I got this? Good. So, for now, you can sit anywhere. There's water coolers. Hi, everyone. So I think people will still wander in, but it's great to be here. I'm just checking if my phone is on mute. We understand there are a lot of important people in the room, but we just ask you to take your call outside, if that's okay. Alrighty, so colleagues, friends, it's really, really great to be together. So a very warm welcome from the South African Medical Research Council and for the Health Systems Research Unit Symposium. We're exploring making universal health coverage truly universal. And I think I will stop there and hand over to the official opening from our president, Ntobeko Ntusi. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Tamara. Good morning, colleagues and friends. It's absolutely amazing to see so many friends and long-standing colleagues in the audience. It's an absolute pleasure to welcome you to this beautiful, wintry Cape Town morning, full of wind and rain and cold that I hope will keep you all awake. It's also a great pleasure to welcome you to this symposium organized by our Health Systems Unit with a focus on how we can make universal health coverage truly universal and how we may achieve UHC in a society as unequal as ours. I'm grateful to Tamara Credo and her colleagues within the unit for having organized this important symposium. And I wish to acknowledge the many partners from civil society, from the government, and from universities present today. I'm particularly delighted to welcome Professor Nicholas Crisp from the Department of Health. And I am also really excited to welcome Professor Musa Moshabela, the Vice Chancellor of the University of Cape Town, who will give the plenary lecture this morning. And also delighted to meet Jeremy Gramshaw, who will lead the workshop tomorrow, focusing on knowledge translation as well as implementation science. As the main research arm of government on health-related matters, the SAMRC is tasked with improving the health of the nation through research and innovation. It's therefore appropriate and proper that the SAMRC should be working closely with the NDOH, supporting the government in its quest to deliver affordable and accessible UHC for all South Africans, a healthcare ideally underpinned by a holistic approach that focuses on all aspects of healthcare, from preventative medicine and health promotion to curative medicine and ultimately palliative medicine, but also a healthcare that takes a life course approach and ensures that the health of members of our nation at every stage of their development thrive and have the best and optimal well-being. So for the benefit of our visitors, what does the SAMRC do? Our activities can be seen to lie within 6 key domains. Firstly, we conduct research on leading causes of mortality in our country. This research occurs both within our intramural programs, comprising resident scientists, and within our extramural programs, where we support centers of excellence in the universities, as well as fund the research by scientists in universities. We administer research and have a large and competent engine through GIPD that enables us to do this. We seek and support innovation in healthcare, and so we are constantly working with medical entrepreneurs and scientific innovators and help them take their ideas and products through commercialization, thereby contributing to the growth of a knowledge economy. We build capacity by taking a pipeline approach, supporting the training of postgraduate students, but also early and mid-career, as well as senior scientists, and ensuring that we help to build the intellectual capacity of this country, and also producing the next generation of scientific leaders. We build key partnerships that are predicated on our values of equity, social justice, and a respect for human rights. And finally, we play an important role in ensuring that we constantly affirm the value of science in society. So why do I start by reminding you about what the SAMRC does? Precisely because I believe it is all of these core functions that bear particular relevance to supporting government in its endeavors to develop and implement a successful UHC model. There's no doubt in my mind, and I'm sure everybody in this room will agree, that universal health coverage is a laudable goal and one that must be supported by all of us. UHC means that all people have access to a full range of quality health services they need, when and where they need them, without financial hardship. It covers the full continuum of health care, from essential services to health promotion, to prevention, treatment, rehabilitation, and ultimately palliation. The delivery of these services requires health and care workers with optimal skills mix at all levels of health, who are equitably distributed, adequately supported, with access to quality assured products, ensuring that they can enjoy decent work in this endeavor. So, Nicholas, our very strong intent is to partner with government, and in particular with the National Department of Health, in the realization of a successful and sustainable national health insurance. And we have the requisite skills and resident expertise to provide this support. Besides our health systems unit that is hosting today's symposium, we have a competent burden of disease unit that provides excellent and accurate estimates of the burden of disease, thereby enabling appropriate policy development and interventions. But we also have a Cochrane unit that may assist in summarizing existing data through narrative reviews, systematic reviews, and meta-analysis. And our units on HIV, TB, NCDs, gender and health, on mental health, alcohol, and substance abuse can inform planning around specific elements of NHI, especially in relation to DRGs and standard treatment guidelines. And similarly, many of our extramural units are ideally placed to assist For instance, Priceless, represented today by Professor Sue Goldstein from the University of Witwatersrand, provide excellent health economic evaluations, and they may be best placed to provide the value rent capitation as well as the benefits of package design as you go ahead with your planning. So in closing, colleagues, I'm absolutely delighted to see this engagement, which I think and hope will be the first of many over the coming months and years. Our relationship with the National Department of Health has not always been optimal, but I believe that the collaboration on NHI may serve as a model of impactful and meaningful collaboration between the MRC and the National Department of Health. Finally, I would like to wish all of you, despite the weather outside, a really meaningful day of engagements, today through the symposium and tomorrow through the workshop that Jeremy will lead. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that very, very warm welcome. So it is, what a privilege to be together, I mean, literally together. And we were a little bit strict because we made this an in-person meeting, because we think that's important. And we didn't want to be distracted by managing hybrids and tech, although we know that that is also wonderful. It's great to see colleagues here. It's always a good angle from this side. So yes, UHC and improved health services, quality of care drives us. It drives us to do the work that we do. So the Health Systems Research Unit within the MRC, we are driven to provide relevant, timely research evidence to inform policy decisions, practice decisions, people, things that improve people's lives. And I think something that we are increasingly, and I think largely doing in many respects, are the questions that are driving us, are questions that emanate from policymakers, from government, from groups that are going to use the evidence. Doing research for research's sake, there's space for that, but not in a lot of the work that we do, and certainly in the evidence synthesis work, we don't do reviews that are not going to be used because we have too few resources to spend time doing. Has anyone done a systematic review here? They're quite painful, so we don't do them if they're not going to be used. So the purpose of today really is to share the wide range of learnings that we have, the research that we have, and give a showcase of a lot of the incredible work that's happening that might create connections between different units around the country that are doing this work, and for potentially for our policy makers, for media that may be here, to pick up on threads and see that there's a lot going on. It's also a chance to just network and meet and greet and connect and just remember the people behind all of this. And ultimately, with the Knowledge Translation Workshop, and we're very grateful to have Jeremy here visiting us. It's been brilliant to have you here, but Jeremy's really inspired me and many others in the country around implementation science and knowledge translation, and there might be some stories in the room if you speak to people. So I thought, do I have a few? Not a minute. I do. Okay, that's good. So I wanted to pose a question to you, if I may. And that is really the question of this symposium. So it's going to require you to take out your phone. And here's the question. In a few words, what are the challenges for achieving UHC in an unequal society? What to you are the biggest barriers, the biggest issues, the biggest challenges? Because we want to put those on the table right now. So if you have your phone here, you can scan the QR code, or you can go to menti.com and just plug in the number 46903634 and just have an anonymous word about what you think the challenges for achieving UHC in our unequal society are. it's working. Just wave if you need help. Ruth, are you in?
I'm in.
Thinking. Renier, no phone. Done. Teaming up. On the spot. Thanks everyone for taking a moment to do that. I'm going to take a moment and check if my tech is working. Okay. So thanks so much for giving a moment's thought here. Because we want to, lay things out on the table. This is a safe space. This is a space where research can help address and understand, explore certain issues that are there. And we can use research to explore strategies to overcome some of these issues too. So I'll scan through in a minute. Thanks, colleagues. So, corruption came up twice at the top, so we might expect that to come up a bit later. I think it's something that troubles all of us. Equity, poverty, inequality, standardization, provincial rural access, a lot of equity issues coming through. Misinformation, financing, resources, corruption, private sector and political will, competent leadership, tension between economy and social justice, really key points. Thank you so much for sharing your views. Financial barriers, availability of resources, facilities not meeting norms, resistance from private sector, lack of sectoral collaboration, history. History is a big one. The weight of it. Unscrupulous operators, capacity, access. I think people are really getting going now. Unstable political environment, social determinants, limited access, corruption, and different priorities. Some lives matter more than others. So maybe I can come back up to the top here where equity was the first one that someone plugged in. And maybe it's cross-cutting. And something we can keep in mind. And certainly as part of the SAMRC, the Health Systems Research Unit, equity is embedded within our vision and in our mission in the work that we do. So I'll flip back. Here we go. Thanks for that, everyone. So I'm going to wish you to, firstly, I want to thank also, I'll thank at the end of the day, but there was a group of people that were involved in all of the planning today. So thank you to the organizing team, and I'll mention you again in a little bit. But you've done an amazing job bringing together the program. Thank you. And all the behind the scenes work, as you all know. But here you go, Wi-Fi access. So you have some Wi-Fi access in your lanyard thing. We've got lunch and tea next door, restrooms down the side, cell phones on silent or vibrate, please. And there's a reception this evening. So at 5 o'clock, I hope those of you that have to go back to do your regular day job will come and join us again. We're working out because we plan to use the canteen, but if it's blustery and rainy, we might have to rethink and get to a little cozier space. So we'll keep you posted. But that's from 5, just, again, to connect and enjoy. So I am going to ask you to just enjoy the day. Our work is very serious. It doesn't mean we have to be all the time. And I'm going to ask Jeremy to come up and introduce our first speaker.